But I fight as well. I fight. You are not explicit in your experience. No one knows better than you. Whether it's a nurse, whether it's a doctor, and you have 0 qualifications, they are not better than you. That on its own is illegal, and it can get you arrested. You've already planted the seed of doubt in you, and there is power in thoughts. You have limiting beliefs. What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel, the channel where we keep things real. Have you been applying for healthcare assistant jobs and constantly getting rejection after rejection? Or have you handed in 100, 500 applications and there seem to be no response to any of your applications? Yeah, quite a number of people have been complaining that they've cast in so many applications and they've been getting negative responses, and they don't understand why they're getting negative responses or where they're going wrong. For those who have been unsuccessful, I've asked for their CVs to review them. At the same time, I've also asked for CVs from people who have been successful so that I compare and contrast the CVs. In the past few weeks, I have reviewed over 200 CVs, a minimum of at least 10 to 15 per day, and it has not been easy, but I dedicated some time so that I just review the CVs and I come to you guys and tell you where you are going wrong with your CVs or with your applications. My name is Pauline Popomoyo. I'm a UKRN, but my expertise is in teaching. I'm a nurse educator or tutor by profession, and I have 10 years experience in teaching, and part of my roles as a teacher included the recruitment process, where you look at the applications, shortlist candidates for interviews, and interview them for nursing. Reviewing of CVs is not something which is new to me because I did that for 10 years. That's why today I want to come and share with you what you've been doing wrong in your CVs. And I've got 5 things which I want to share with you in this video. And the 5th thing which you're doing wrong has got nothing to do with the CV or the employer, but it has got everything to do with you. So make sure that you watch this video to the end so that you know what it is that you're doing wrong, which is making you face rejection after rejection after rejection. If you do not have any experience in the health background, this video is going to be beneficial to you because I'm going to be sharing with you what you can do to boost or to increase your chances of being hired as a healthcare assistant, because I've reviewed quite a number of CVs from people who have got no experience and the CVs are not up to scratch. That's why you're not being shortlisted for interviews. So before we get into it, may you kindly subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. For now, let's get into it.
Alright, they asking for the queen. I'm a bad bitch, she's a savage. Look back while I twerk. No comparison. I'm a savage, yeah. Classy, bougie, ratchet, yeah. Sassy, moody, nasty, yeah. Acting stupid, what was happening? What was happening? I'm a savage.
So guys, before we get into the video, quite a number of people will send me their CVs for me to review, but to be honest with you, I'm not going to be able to review all of the CVs because I have got over 7,000 emails and I can't go through the 7,000 emails because I work 5 days a week, 12-hour shift. I have to do videos, edit videos, I have to do school runs, cook and everything and all those other things. So time is really limited and can only stretch myself to a certain limit. For everyone who has sent me a message and all the emails that I've received, if I've not been able to respond to your email or your message, please don't take any offense. I've got so many messages and it's very hard to respond to all of them. So I'm going to start by addressing people who do not have any healthcare background and they've applied for healthcare assistant jobs here in the UK. The number one problem is you are unknowingly lying in your CVs. I have been blunt, of course, in asking other people, are you a healthcare assistant? Because people just go and do maybe 2 courses or 3 courses with Florence or with Academy online, and after that when they write their CVs they certify themselves as healthcare assistant. I'm a healthcare assistant with no experience, and so forth and so on. So if you go and do an online certificate, guys, you cannot certify yourself as a healthcare assistant, because I've seen a lot of CVs of people now certifying themselves as healthcare assistants because they've went online and did courses with Academy or Florence or whichever institution. You don't certify yourself as a healthcare assistant unless you go to an institution, you go and learn in that institution, you do attachments, and they certify you as a nurse aide or a healthcare assistant or something along those lines. Just starting online does not make you a healthcare assistant. If you are certifying yourself as a healthcare assistant when you're not, you're basically lying. It's not different from me certifying myself as a nurse when I'm not, or certifying myself as a doctor when I'm not. That on its own is illegal and it can get you arrested. So obviously, if you're lying in your CV, you will not be shortlisted for interviews. Another thing, people are putting certificates which they do online under their education history. Like, it's not education, it's just under additional courses that you'd have attended to, but it's not something like a degree or a diploma or what, unless you have gone and done a course on that and you've been certified as a healthcare assistant. So for all those courses that you have done, you're not a healthcare assistant. They're just additional courses to boost your CVs, and in your CV you put them under additional courses or additional information or certificates attained or something like that. Then the second reason you are not being shortlisted for interviews is because you are not explicit in your experience. We already know that you don't have a health background. I've seen CVs where people say, I took care of my husband during the time he was sick. Full stop. I took care of my grandmother during the time you were sick. Full stop. Stating that on its own does not show that you are passionate about caring. For you to be able to show that passion about caring, you have to elaborate on how you cared for your husband, or how you cared for your sister, your brother, or your grandmother, or whosoever you cared for at home. You really need to elaborate on that. And how do you elaborate on that? You have to elaborate it based on the job description that you are applying for. I can give you examples of things that you can add to your CV so that it shows that you've got the ability to care for someone. For example, I took care of my grandmother who was in end-of-life care. I administered medication as it was prescribed. I repositioned her 2 hourly to prevent the development of pressure sores. I gave him small, frequent, appetizing meals to boost appetite. I provided emotional and psychological support during the last days by, for example, sitting with them, holding his hand, reading books to him, and things like that. I liaised with the GP for practical help, for example, how to deal with diarrhea or how to administer his medication. Or do you see where I'm going with this, guys? So that the person who's looking at your CV, even if you don't have hospital experience, you are at least showing your ability to care for someone by mentioning all those things. It simply shows that you are passionate about caring for someone. But if you simply state that I took care of my husband who was involved in an accident, I took care of my grandmother who was dying, full stop, it does not show the person who is reading that you are passionate about caring. Because when they are hiring you as a healthcare assistant, they need you to be someone who's able to demonstrate the ability to care. The third reason your CV is being rejected is because your personal statement is substandard. Remember in my video where I talked about the perfect CV, I said when you're uploading your CVs, you are not supposed to upload a cover letter, because when they say upload a CV, it did not ask you to upload a cover letter, and you are not going to upload a cover letter. We know that a cover letter is meant to sell you to the employer, but since you don't have a cover letter, you need to sell yourself in the personal profile. When a recruiter is reading your personal profile, they should be intrigued to want to find out more about you. Like I said, we used to shortlist candidates for nurse training, and there are certain times when you just look at the CV once and you're not even motivated to continue reading it, and you what? Throw it in the bin. Out of 7,000 applications, you only want 50 candidates, and you don't want your CV to be amongst those which are thrown into the bin. So your personal profile has to be pregnant with information, because that is what is going to sell you. In your personal profile, tell us your work experience and your expertise in that field. So your work experience, you're telling us whether you've got 5 years experience, 10 years experience, or whatever, and your expertise in that area. What are you good at in that area? If you don't have work experience, let's say maybe you're a volunteer, include your work experience related to care work, because such information demonstrates that you are committed to helping others. Indicate the responsibilities that you had and what you learned from that experience. Then mention how your experience helped you develop skills. So you simply describe the skills you have that have helped you prepare for the healthcare assistant role. So, and since this is a personal profile, show a personal experience which motivated you to become a healthcare assistant. You can give an example of an anecdote, a situation which you experienced in your life, how that situation changed you, and how it actually motivated you to become a healthcare assistant. So in your personal profile, we need to see all that information to show us that you've got that determination, to show us that you've got that capability of being a healthcare assistant. I've seen personal profiles which are just 2 sentences, 3 sentences, and they are not really selling you. So you need to sell yourself in your personal profile. Include all those things which I've mentioned in your personal profile, so that it stands out from the rest, guys. Not just 2 or 3 sentences. The use of an anecdote makes it personal and more memorable, and it actually intrigues someone to want to find out more about you. As it is, there are people that I interviewed 10 years ago, but they had a lasting impression to date. I still remember their interviews word for word. So a personal profile has to have that impact, you know, that memorable thing that someone says, wow, this is really interesting. Like, I really need to have an interview with this person to find out more about this person. You understand, guys? Just don't write a personal profile that you leave hanging. Another reason your application is being rejected is because you are not paying attention to person specification. I've discovered that people, once you say there's a position there, they do not even read what the position entails. They don't even read what the job requirements are. They just hand in their applications. The application says it needs someone with 6 months experience, but you've got 0 months experience and you apply for that job. Are you going to be shortlisted for interviews? No, you are not going to be shortlisted for interviews because you do not meet the inclusion criteria. The role says they need someone with NVQ2. You don't have NVQ2, but you are applying for the job. You are obviously not going to be shortlisted for interviews. This relates to people who do not have any other form of experience. Obviously, if you are a nurse and you've got a diploma in nursing or a degree in nursing, a diploma and a degree in nursing is above the NVQ2, so you stand better chances of getting a job here in UK. So when you are applying for jobs, guys, before you just cast in your application, go through the job. What is it that they want? Before you cast in your application, take time to go through the requirements of the job and check if you meet the requirements of the job, because if you don't meet the requirements of the job, they are not going to shortlist you for interviews. You are going to constantly face rejection after rejection after rejection. So guys, if you like what I've shared with you so far, smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Last but not least, this has got everything to do with you. Nothing to do with the employer, nothing to do with the job advert. You are not getting hired as a healthcare assistant because you have limiting beliefs. A limiting belief is an idea that we have about ourselves or about life. I've had people come to me and say, I'm applying with nurses. Do you think I stand a chance of getting a job here in UK? Or if I do this course, maybe after 3 months, do you think I stand a chance? I doubt if I really stand a chance. You have already planted the seed of doubt in you, and there is power in thoughts. You will not go far if you plant the seed of doubt in yourself. Even if you cast in an application, but you don't believe that you're going to get a job, you've already set those limitations for yourself and said, oh, I'm applying with a nurse, I'm applying with a doctor, they stand better chances. No one stands a better chance. What happened to positive affirmation? What happened to positive affirmations, guys? Because there is power in thoughts. What you think will come to fruition. If you think you're not good at something, you are not going to be good at something. Personally, I don't let anyone tell me that I cannot do that because I'm a nurse. I cannot do that because I have no experience. No. I have personally set exams in the same room with doctors. And when I was studying for this course, you know, the diploma in child health, which I did with the University of Sydney, Australia. When I was preparing for the exams, I was holding the x-rays upside down, failing to read the x-rays. But I did not let that limit me. I did not say, oh, I cannot sit in the same room with the doctors for an exam. I'm obviously going to fail it because doctors are better than me. They stand a better chance of passing. No. Yes, doctors might be well educated than me, but I fight as well. I fight. I put in a fight. By the time I was writing the exam, I knew how to interpret an x-ray. The doctors were holding x-rays in the exam. I was also holding an x-ray and I was diagnosing, oh, that is pneumonia, oh, that is consolidation, oh, that is a fracture, oh, this is intestinal obstruction. Because I had that determination and I did not allow the limiting beliefs to limit me. You understand? So do not allow those limiting beliefs to limit you, because once you tell yourself that, I'm competing with nurses, they stand a better chance. No one stands a better chance if you believe in yourself. There are people who started from point zero when the skilled worker visa was announced. And those people had nothing, no qualification. They did care certificates, they did their nurse aid certificates, they did their English test, police clearance and everything. And they applied for jobs together with nurses and they were chosen and they're here in UK. So guys, believe in yourself and stop having those limiting beliefs. Case in point again, if you have been following me, you know that on the 29th of December, I think, I posted and said I only had 3,986 subscribers, I think. And I asked people to say, guys, let us begin January with 4,000 subscribers. And on the 29th of December, the YouTube family, we only had 3,986 subscribers. And I asked you guys that let us begin 2022 with 4,000 subscribers. And I came to you guys and told you that, those who follow me know that I came to you and said, this year is the year we are soaring higher. I remember telling my son that in such and such a time I'll be having 10,000 subscribers, and my son was like, it's not possible. But because I believed, have you noticed the exponential growth that we had in the family? Because between December 30 or between January, where we started at 4,000, and today the family has grown by over 8,000 people. You understand, guys? And we are yet to grow. By the time I'm clocking 1 year on YouTube here, and that would be the 1st of May, the family would have grown to a certain number that I've already told myself that this is the number that we're getting. I believe that we're going to be there. I don't have that limited belief that, oh, everyone is doing YouTube, oh, we are not going to grow. We are growing and we are soaring higher like a big, beautiful eagle. You understand, guys? So when you are applying for this job, don't let all those things limit you. Believe in yourself and you'll soar higher like a big, beautiful eagle, and you'll land yourself a job here in UK. There's no one who's better than you, whether it's a nurse, whether it's a doctor, and you have 0 qualifications. They are not better than you. You just push and you will get what you want. So guys, this is all that I wanted to share with you, and I hope you found this to be helpful. May you kindly like, subscribe, and share this video with as many people as possible, especially those that you know that they've been trying for this job and they've not been getting it. You will get it. You just need to believe in yourself. Understand, guys? Believe in yourself and employ these measures that I've shared with you, and you'll land yourself a job here in UK. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Much love from me to you. I will see you in the next